So make sure to drop a like on the video if you guys enjoy this type of content. Drop a comment down below. What is going on, guys? Good morning. As you can tell from the bed head, I just rolled out of bed and I am going to be testing my testosterone levels. So I got this Let's Get Checked kit. You guys can feel free to check the links in the description, and you guys can get this same blood work for 30% off. And pretty much what you do is they have you do two different tests. So first of all is the saliva test. So you kind of stick this little sponge in between, you know, your cheek and your gum. And then the next test that I'm going to go and do is the blood test. So you prick yourself. You drain the fluid into this little tiny vial here. We've got to get it up to a certain level, and then we send it in and they tell you what your blood work looks like. So without further ado, let's get into the blood work part of this, which can sometimes get a little bit tricky. It's very important to take these measurements as soon as you wake up in the morning because your testosterone quickly decreases. Like if you are a natural, if you're not on any sort of testosterone replacement therapy, testosterone rapidly decreases, so it's highest in the morning. That's when you're going to get your most accurate reading, so that's when you should test it, is as soon as you roll out of bed in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing full. Very delicate process right here. Don't want to let one drop of blood go to waste. So the finger is pricked. The blood is draining. Now I'm slowly kind of massaging my hand here. That's 2 drops in. Alright, so we've gotten just about everything that we can out of one finger. And we're almost there. We probably need another 2 drops of blood or so. So I'm going to prick another finger. And we're going to finish this thing off. We'll try to get one more here. I think we're at the line, but oh, there we go. Man, this one just keeps coming. Let's go. Come on, baby. Like I said, the first time I ever did this, it was super, super annoying and kind of intimidating. But as time goes on, if you do it regularly, you get really, really good at it. It's not intimidating at all. So like some people have gotten their blood test kits and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to prick myself and like drain my own blood into a vial? Like that's horrible. And some people really don't want to do it. It's really not that bad. In my opinion, it's so much better than having to go all the way to the frickin' lab, which for me is like a long drive. It's like a 20-minute drive first thing when you wake up in the morning to get your blood drawn, and then 20 minutes back. That for me is not a very enjoyable experience. So I much prefer just getting everything done here by Let's Get Checked, and they can just have everything set up for me. You see this little vial right here? That is what I had to fill up. Alright, so I'm getting everything packed up here. Flight leaves tonight at 8 o'clock. Look at this. This is my little bag of like supplements and stuff. I've got 1 serving of the Rise Pump Daddy. I'm going to be drinking this before I step on stage. One of the problems when you step on stage is trying to get warm. And it's very, very irritating sometimes when backstage it can be super cold and you're just like wearing a Speedo walking around. And so I really like taking the Pump Daddy because it has ingredients in there that like warm you up, you know, make you feel good, make you feel like you're, you know, ready to work out. And obviously there's L-citrulline in there and other vasodilators that are going to pump me up. So I do take a scoop and a half of this before stepping on stage. And then I've also got my creatine in here, so I'm packing that up. So many people ask me still to this day, do you take creatine when you're cutting? The answer is yes. Take creatine, whether you're cutting or bulking. It is the best natural supplement in the game. And then this right here is just a bag of random pills. So like my multivitamins, fish oils, vitamin Ds. I even bring along some ibuprofen and some Tylenol just in case I get sick on my trip, with vitamin C as well, which is a natural diuretic that I will also be using come show day. And then I've also got a little bag of my magnesium. This is going to help me sleep, and it also keeps your bowel movements regular. So I take this before bed every single night to help me sleep, and usually when I wake up in the morning, I have a pretty good dookie. So that ultimately we want to keep up that tradition, obviously, before stepping on stage. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting everything sorted out here. It's been a little bit hectic this morning, but I'm just trying to stay as cool, calm, and collected as possible. And we've got quite a bit of stuff to do before we fly out tonight. Finished up our traveling last night. We had a little bit of a layover in Salt Lake City, and then we flew straight to the Oakland airport. Right now we're staying in an Airbnb, which is kind of nice. You know, this place is a little bit uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie, but it is very nice that it has an entire kitchen set up, because if you go with the hotel, they don't have a kitchen in there. And so I would have to find myself eating like a ton of processed foods to be able to carb up for the show. But I just didn't want to do that this year. I also, since we're going to be staying here for a couple days, wanted some extra space. So we went ahead and rented out this Airbnb. It's pretty nice and spacious, but it is a little bit like old, and the mattresses are not super comfortable. I'm gonna pick up a bunch of food. This morning I weighed in about 187.6 pounds. Now the lowest that I've weighed in has been 186. And so I'm weighing about 1.5 pounds heavier than my lowest weigh-in. But at the same time, my digestion is usually pretty messed up after I travel a little bit. So we're gonna start the carb up today, and I'm gonna kind of show you guys what foods I'm getting. I'm doing a 2-day carb up. So today's Thursday. I'll probably be eating right around like 5,000 calories today. And then tomorrow I'll probably be eating a little bit more than that to carb up for Saturday morning. So we're gonna head to Walmart, and then we're gonna come back here and I'll do a little bit of a grocery haul walkthrough with you guys. Just got back from a trip to Walmart, and as I said, I'll probably be eating around 5,000 calories today, and then probably a little bit more than that tomorrow to carb up for this show. So this is kind of an assortment of everything that I have bought to help me fill out for this show. So we'll start off just a little bit of yogurt. I also got some blueberries and raspberries, but I'm going to actually be cutting fiber 24 hours out. So I probably won't be eating a whole lot of these after breakfast tomorrow. I got honey for the carbs. I also made sure to get some salt so I can salt my food properly. I've got some of this deli ham. I really like mixing this in with my main protein source for the next couple days, which is going to be eggs. I get most of my fat and protein from eggs right now. And a bread loaf. We got this to kind of make some French toast with the eggs. So that's probably how we're gonna go about that. We got some cinnamon. We got tomato ketchup. We also got these carb control wraps, which are super high in fiber, which I'll also be cutting out 24 hours out. We got peanut butter to put on top of the rice cakes. We also got raspberry spread to put on top of the bread. I got some of these pretzels. I really, really enjoy these things. They're super salty, absolutely delicious. Awesome thing to carb up with. We've got portable rice, AKA rice cakes. So we got a bunch of those so that I can eat those on show day and leading into it. Also got a full bag of rice that we're going to go ahead and cook up so I can eat that with eggs. And then we've got maple syrup for the French toast that we're gonna be making. So that's kind of a walkthrough of everything. Since I'm eating like 5,000 calories and above, it's very, very easy to hit your protein goal. And tomorrow I want my protein to actually be substantially lower because protein is a little bit harder to digest, and I want to get as many carbs in as I can without upsetting my stomach or messing up my digestion. So that is the reason why we're only going with like eggs. There's no chicken, there's no beef, there's nothing like that. It's like eggs because it's a fatty source of protein. All right, so first meal of the day, having it around 9:30, 4 eggs with a little bit of ketchup. And then I'm also gonna have some yogurt with some fresh fruit. All right, so this morning I wanna try to get down probably around 1,500 calories is what I'm going for total. When it comes to carbing up, what you have to realize is that your stomach can only digest so much at once, and you want to try to keep digestion on point. And so you want to eat smaller meals throughout the day as best as you can, and we're already starting pretty late in the day, like it's 10 o'clock. So I need to start fitting the meals in. And so I had some yogurt with some blueberries, and now I am moving on to a serving of these pretzels right here. And oh boy, are these things good. You know, a lot of people will look forward to like crumble cookie and everything. I just look forward to getting like some basic freaking carbs in again. Holy smokes. So usually by the end of the carb up process, I'm not super hungry. Like I'm not dying to go out and pig out on, you know, crumble cookie and eat a ton of pizza and burgers and have like this massive binge. Usually the carb up cures all my cravings. And then by the time I get home, you know, maybe I'll want to have like a couple slices of pizza, but that's like it. Like there's no going crazy overboard with the calories once I get back into town. But I'm going to enjoy this. Tastes really, really good. Second meal of the day going down. As you can see, I've already eaten 1,020 calories for the day, and now we're gonna be having 3 eggs with 2 servings of the ham, and then we've got the rice all nice and cooked up right here. Go ahead and probably eat about 200 or 300 calories worth of that mixed up with the ham and the egg. Guys, I'm drooling over the most plain and simple foods. I haven't had jasmine rice in so long, and it tastes so good. Because as time goes on, like you phase rice out of your plan because it's very it's very high calorically dense in terms of you can eat a ton of it and not get super full. It's very, very low on the satiety index. So I actually eat rice a lot more when I'm bulking because it's very, very easy to digest. But when I'm cutting, I swap out my rice for mainly fruits and vegetables and foods that are higher in fiber and higher in satiety. So I haven't eaten rice, plain rice, in forever, and it's tasting absolutely fantastic. So it's about 4:35. I've already had like 5 meals. The past 2 have been pretty small, pretty much just having rice cakes. I took a couple of videos out in the backyard right here in my underwear, and I'm gonna go ahead and put up the video, maybe put some like music along with it to make it look epic. But that should give you guys a pretty good idea of what the physique is looking like right now. So what I'm doing is I'm eating food, and then I'm stepping on the scale. I'm eating food, and I'm stepping on the scale, and I'm drinking water, and I'm kind of repeating the process trying to figure out exactly what weight my body looks best at. Now, look up on YouTube, Brandon Clark, tips for beginner bodybuilders on my YouTube channel. And I talk about this entire process. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I don't feel like explaining, that I do with all of my clients and that I do with myself. So if you guys are interested in like those 10 tips, go check that out. But for now, we're actually going to head to the gym. I'm going to take my weight, head to the gym, and then try to get a pump at the gym, and we'll see how it goes. If it goes really well, I'll know that my body holds really well at that weight, and that that's kind of where I want to step on stage at, is around the low 190s. But if not, then we have some more carving up to do. So I'm going to head to the gym. Not sure if I'm going to be able to film there. I'm going to try to bring my camera, but we'll see how it goes. All right, you guys, just got back from the gym, took a quick shower. Mom is cooking up the cinnamon toast right here. Oh, this looks so good. Okay, so Mom, what's in here? There's 2 eggs.
2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of half and half.
2 tablespoons of half and half.
And about 2 tablespoons of water.
Okay.
And about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Okay, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Blend it. And
oh, that looks incredible. So we're just kind of using like normal white bread. It's pretty high calorie, but I am really looking forward to this. As far as the workout goes, I felt pretty solid. The pump was good. I did take a little bit of Cialis before I went to the gym. The pump was decent for about like 20 or 30 minutes. It was like all right. It still didn't feel super substantial, and then it died off pretty quick. I went to the gym weighing around 191 pounds, or sorry, 192 pounds. I came back weighing 191 pounds. So I'm thinking that when I step on stage, I want to be right around that like 194, 195 mark. I think that's going to be the real sweet spot. And that's going to be earlier in the day. So that means that I have to continue to eat quite a bit of food. So we are going to chow down on some French toast here, which I am seriously looking forward to. I was just telling my mom that pretty much what you have to do when you're eating this much food, if you actually want to enjoy it, you have to go like salty, sweet, salty, sweet, salty, sweet, and you alternate between them. So we're leading off with the salty, and then we're gonna do probably like some eggs again after this. So I am going to look forward. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is incredible. You see, guys, when the time comes for the show to be done, like, you don't even really want to eat anything else because you already had so much delicious food. Wow, that is so good. I'm gonna do 1 serving of the blueberries. All right, there we go. 3 servings of maple syrup, a bunch of blueberries, and 4 pieces of toast. That is blissful. Oh my gosh. So many flavors I've been missing out on for so long. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right, I thought that we would end off this YouTube video doing a little bit of a Q&A. I'm sitting here absolutely stuffed. I've eaten like 4,300 calories today, and I need to push all the way to 5,300. So I have 1,000 calories left. I don't even want to think about it. I'm so full after that French toast, I'm about to explode. But we really need to keep pushing here to fill out. And I put up a poll on my Instagram saying that I was going to do a little bit of a Q&A. I'm going to keep this completely raw just so, you know, you guys can see me absolutely butchering these questions and stumbling over my words because I'm pretty much in a carb coma at this point. But I'm going to pull this up here just to see what you guys on Instagram asked me. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you do that. Brandon_C_Clark. We're gonna rapid fire through these right here. All right, how tall are you? First question. I'm 6'1". 6'1", around 190 pounds right now. About to step on stage. That question makes no sense. Fantastic. On to the next. Brother, have you ever had things calves? Is it possible to grow them? Share your opinion, please. I don't know what things calve. Maybe he's saying thin calves? You can grow your calves. You can train them like every other muscle. Train it to failure. And the most recent studies have said that training it in the bottom half range of motion can actually lead to more gains when it comes to calf training. Take that with a pinch of salt, though. All right. Do you take creatine? Yes, I take creatine monohydrate, 5 grams per day. How to blow up as a fitness influencer and get sponsorships. First thing you have to understand, my rise to fame, I think I'm about to hit like 200,000 followers on Instagram. It has been an incredibly slow journey. I've been posting on YouTube for like 7 years. I've been posting on TikTok for like 5 years. That's where I first got traction, was on TikTok. And then I funneled people like over to my YouTube and to my Instagram. And that's ultimately how things started going. But it's been a long time. Consistency. Like, don't hope for a blow up. If you notice, all the creators that blow up, they fall off really, really quickly as well. But my goal is to go like this my entire life. Just kind of trend upwards slowly. Not attract too much attention to myself, but at the same time, continue to do what I love, get more coaching clients, and entertain y'all. So there you go. Don't try to blow up as a fitness influencer. It's not good for your life. Let's see here. What did you do to grow your arms this year? I honestly did less volume and more intensity and a little bit more frequency. So I hit my biceps a little bit on back day. I hit my triceps a little bit on pull day. And then I have a separate day for shoulders and arms. So there's a little bit more frequency for the arms in there. But if I had to tell you one thing, I have severely overtrained my arms in the past. And it was definitely something that was holding me back. In fact, I used to get really bad elbow problems from overtraining my arms. So don't overtrain your arms, people. All right? When are you going to oil up? I think I told people if I hit 500K on YouTube, I'd oil up. But honestly, I get oiled up for the bodybuilding show. Like, I paid for my tan today, and they were like, oh, by the way, the payment for your tan includes the oil that we're going to put on you before you step on stage. So I already get oiled up when I step on stage. So there you go. What are things you regret doing in your gym journey? Spending way too much time in the gym. When I was a kid, I would be there for like 3 years. I ran into so many problems, knee problems, lower back problems, elbow problems, just like I was talking about. You do not need to be in the gym that long. I thought more was better. It's not true. Please explain water, electrolytes, and carb intake in layman terms. Water is the fluid that you take in. Electrolytes affects how well you are going to be hydrated. And carb intake is, I honestly don't really know what to do with that question. Carb intake is how many carbs you're eating in a day. If that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. Let's see here. I am trying to do fat loss for a long time, but I am losing consistency every time. If you're losing consistency, it means that you haven't figured out the right way to implement it into your lifestyle. You need to make some changes to your lifestyle if you're going to be able to keep the weight off long term. You look great. Thank you. Favorite prep foods you like to eat / prep food hacks? I'm honestly not super into the hacks anymore. Like, I used to try to make prep foods taste good. But at a certain point, when you make food that tastes better, you want more of it. So I try to spend like as little time thinking about my food and preparing it and eating it. So I eat very, very simple things. Rice cakes, eggs, a burrito with eggs and lettuce, a burrito with meat and lettuce. It's very, very basic stuff. Lettuce in a bowl with ground beef, vegetables, fruits. I just keep it as basic as possible. Really, if you want a big diet hack, stop thinking about your food so much and stop spending so much time preparing it. You'll be less hungry the less you think about the food. What is the right balance to do caloric deficit from diet and cardio if you cut 1,000 calories daily def? Man, these questions can be difficult sometimes. What is the right balance to do caloric deficit from diet and cardio? I would say 1,000 calorie deficit's pretty solid. That means you're probably going to lose around 2 pounds per week. So there you go. Do you think you'd be where you're at today if you didn't have your parents' support and love? You know, my parents actually did not really support the bodybuilding thing at first. They thought it was weird, and they made fun of me kind of like everybody else. Like posting on social media and on YouTube, they thought it was weird. Like I remember I asked my mom to film a video of me when I was a kid. I still have this video of me in the living room flexing my back, and my dad walks into the room and just bursts out laughing. And I felt I felt so ashamed. So they kind of teased me at first and they thought it was weird. But as time went on, they thought it was cooler and cooler as I built an audience and started making a lot more money off of it. So suck it, mom and dad. But no, I definitely would not. My beautiful mom, she just made me French toast. She's come with me to every single bodybuilding competition, and she's so much of a help. Without my parents, I would not be in the position that I am today. Definitely not. How does it feel to be a Greek god? Thank you. I appreciate it. It feels pretty cool right now. A week ago, it was sucking pretty hard, but I feel pretty good right now. What do you have to overcome? Why do you have to overcome so much hate? Honestly, I can't believe those hating on your success. Most of the people that hate on me think that I'm not natty because they just pulled up a photo on Instagram and were like, wow, this guy's jacked. There's no way he's natty. And they comment something hateful. And that's it. Most people are jealous. Not that big of a deal. You know, in high school, guys would call me gay for being into bodybuilding. A couple years later, they're in my DMs asking me for workout routines, saying, hey, Brandon, I really like what you're doing nowadays. Could you help me get into shape? Sorry I called you gay back in high school. You know, I was jealous. That's how it goes. Just got a 2021 GT500 in on trade. Ready for an upgrade or not? So he's saying, do I want to trade in my Hellcat Red Eye for a GT500? I think I'll pass. I really love my Red Eye. And I get a lot of questions about this because I know it's not the coolest car in the world. There are cooler cars to have. But first of all, what you have to consider is that I live in Bozeman, Montana, so I can't buy a Lamborghini because the Lamborghini is not going to make it around the roads in Bozeman. I'm not just talking about the snow. The roads, I wouldn't be able to enter my gym without bottoming out or getting high centered in a Lamborghini. And on top of that, there is no place to get it serviced in Montana. So I can't drive a Lamborghini. A Ford GT500 would be super sick. I would do it, but I just love the Red Eye too much because number one, it has a ton of space. I've been in the GT500. It's too cramped, but then at the same time, the Red Eye has the whine. It has the supercharger whine that you can hear coming from a mile away, and it is the coolest sounding car ever, in my opinion. I have a resonator delete on it, so it's extra loud. You can hear the whine literally from miles away. That's why I love it. I couldn't trade it for a GT500. Even though the GT500 sounds good, the whine isn't the same. What would you do if your waist was good, but your hips were too wide? I'd still get an insane physique. There's nothing that in this world that could hold me back from getting an insane physique. I followed this dude that has a genetic condition where he has boils and burns all over his body and his hands are mangled and his fingers don't exist. And that dude is still out there getting jacked. I would get jacked no matter what. I don't think you guys understand. How much does your coaching cost? My coaching costs about $300 to $500 per month, depending on the tier that you go with. And I work with people on 6-month minimums. I know you're like, oh my gosh, that's so much money for coaching. So many people say that. And I say, it's a lot of money for you. I only have a specific number of spots available. So it has to be priced that way, or I would coach. If it was $200 per month or $100 or $150 per month, I would coach everybody that follows me on Instagram and I would have 200,000 clients to tend to. That doesn't work. You have to increase the price when people want more, supply and demand. That's just how it works. So there you go. Hit me up. Go to BrandonClarkFitness.com if you want to work with me one-on-one. How long do you usually run a bulk? It's typically around like 10 months. That's usually how long the off seasons are. How heavily are you fat/carb loading? So my problem right now is I'm supposed to eat above 5,000 calories today, but my fats are still at like 70. The carbs for the day, let me pull that up really quick. The carbs are pretty high. They're at 721. So I'm at 721 on carbs, 187 protein, 235 grams of sugar, and 67 grams of fat. So this last meal needs to be carb heavy. I think I'm going to do like peanut butter and eggs. Oh, just thinking about that does not make me happy right now. Is it healthy to only bulk? If you are getting to a point where you're a body fat percentage between 15 and 20, and you're just kind of maintaining that point and gaining muscle there, that's great. I would say go with that. But if you're continually gaining weight year on year, that's no bueno, because eventually you're just going to become morbidly obese. So don't be in a surplus for your entire life. Stop between 15 to 20% body fat. You shouldn't need to go any higher than that. How did you start online coaching business, and was it difficult at the beginning? Yes. Oh my gosh, it was so difficult in the beginning. I ate shit for like the first 8 months that I did coaching. It was one of the most depressing things ever when I was building the systems on my back end for coaching people. Like, I don't think nobody will ever understand just how much work I put into my coaching business before it actually became successful, but it was so much work. And learning how to try to get leads and trying to sell people, it was brutal. Thank God it's going well now, but it was a big, big struggle. The people with persistence when it comes to posting on social media and the people with persistence when it comes to coaching, like those are the people that win. You know, the people who drop off, they're like, oh, this is too hard. They were never going to make it in the first place. How do you deal with body dysmorphia? I don't really feel like I have body dysmorphia anymore. I used to, like probably a couple years ago. I'm very, very proud of my physique, very, very happy with it. And that's the reason why I do not want to take PEDs or steroids or anything like that in the future, because I am quite satisfied with how it is. What's the percent rate of weight loss you aim to lose in your prep? I shoot to lose around 2 pounds per week. I think that's pretty solid. 2 pounds per week is what I like to aim for. How to stay consistent on the cut without distractions or cravings. Don't spend a lot of time thinking about food. Don't put yourself in situations where you're tempted to eat food. Drink a lot of water, eat a lot of fiber, eat a lot of high volume foods. Mixed vegetables, keep it simple, stupid. There you go. What do you think the minimum age to start working out is? Like 14. You could start at working out really, really young, maybe younger, 12. Start with calisthenics. You know, do push-ups, do pull-ups. That's what I did. I did that when I was super young. You know, whenever anybody asks when I got into lifting, I tell them like 16 years old. But before that, I was doing push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and all that type of stuff. So, as a teenager, did you practice any sports? Yes, I did karate in high school, and I also played basketball. What led you to become a Christian? My parents. I was born into a very, very Christian household. I went to a Christian school, and I chose the faith for myself. I was not pressured into it, but I am a believer. Let's see here. Favorite muscle to train? I've got to say it's probably back nowadays. I really enjoy training my back right now. My back has made some insane progress lately. Go check it out on Instagram. I made like a post showing them. Arm size measurement. Ooh, it's probably a lot smaller than it was on a bulk, but it was 18 inches on a bulk. It was above 18 inches, like 18 and a quarter with a pump. So I'm going to say it's 18 and a quarter, even though it's probably smaller now that I'm cutting. Advice for someone with chronically low T as a sub 322-year-old. I would recommend watching the video that I'm going to post after this video, where I go over my testosterone results. What really matters is your free testosterone. But if your free testosterone is not in range, get a lot of sleep, get your nutrition in check, get your training in check. If you've already done all of that, recommend supplementing with something like Tonga Ali. That can help boost your levels naturally. It's a natural supplement. If not, if you're still feeling like crap and you're sub 300 and everything else is dialed, tough luck. You might want to try out TRT or possibly enclomiphene. How should I be maintaining? What meals would you suggest? Eat at your maintenance. There you go. How long was my first bulk? Probably like a year. I got really fat. Way too fat. Made a really, really big oopsie with that one. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end the Q&A there. That is it. I went through pretty much all of the questions. We're going to go ahead and end the video there as well. So make sure to drop a like on the video if you guys enjoy this type of content. Drop a comment down below. I know this was probably a long video, but I also want to make sure that I get it out to you guys so you guys can see it. And I can make a one-day out video, which is going to be tomorrow, and a show day video. So much content coming at you guys. You might be a little bit overwhelmed, but you're getting a lot of entertainment, hopefully. Drop a like down below, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.